Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I splurged on some new makeup items and I'm going to put them on my face and you guys are gonna watch and it's gonna be awesome. So if that sounds like something you wanna do, keep on watching. Okay, now let's start off with a little haul of the new items that you may or may not see in this video. Two things that I know I'm not gonna test out in this video is I got a Shiseido Power Infusing Concentrate. It was like a free gift with purchase. I have actually used this before. It's like a gel-based like serum almost. So it's like something in between like a moisturizer and like a serum. And I've used this before. I didn't notice like a specific difference because of this product, but Shiseido in general, I really like their skincare products, so I'll definitely make use of it. The other thing that I got, this was from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I think this was the second day or it might have been the first. They had TULA SPF Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen. I'm not going to be using this today because it's about to be nighttime. It's like 5 o'clock. But I wanted to get this because I really want to start getting better about using SPF because you can see I have some sun damage because I make bad choices. Okay. All right, next up, also from Shiseido, and this is why I got that little concentrate thing for free. I purchased their SYNCHRO Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation because I've heard great things about this. This already has SPF 30 in it. And then I got the SYNCHRO Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer as well. For the shades, I'm hoping I did well because I couldn't find like a quiz on what color I should get. I put in my favorite foundation and what shade I'm in and it was like no results. So this is in 240 quartz. I'm a little lighter than I normally am and I feel like I picked the color that I normally am, so it might be a little dark today. You guys will have to forgive me. And then for the concealer, I got the shade 203 Light because I tend to like to go a little bit lighter in concealer, but I don't like doing the whole like white concealer thing when people go like super fair. To me, I think I look weird like that, not throwing shade to anybody who does it. So cute packaging though, it's like really good quality glass there. So those were expensive, but I've been wanting to try them for a while. So next up, I got the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Pressed Face Powder. As you can see, I have a lot of redness in my face. I've never been to a dermatologist, but I assume I have some form of rosacea or maybe it's just broken capillaries. I'm not really sure. But I got the Pretty Fresh in the light 8 because the medium, I usually always go the very first shade in medium. That looked way too dark, and even this looks kind of dark. So we'll see. I never usually go into the light because I'm light, but I'm not like super light. So we shall see. Next up is what took me down this rabbit hole of getting new makeup. This is the MAC Stack Mascara. I saw this on a TikTok or maybe it was an Instagram reel and I had to have it. Apparently it's viral. And so I felt tempted to buy it before it was sold out. So I got it in the, I think they have two versions. This one is the Mega, I want to say. Yeah, this is the Mega brush. And then when you purchase the Mega, you could opt to get a sample of either the Mega or the Micro. So what I did was I got a sample of the Micro. So I have both the Mega and the Micro. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to use the Micro first to define and then also for lower lashes and then the Mega to plump it up, and we'll see how that works out for me. Next up, I got a new eyelash curler. The one that I had was the wrong shape for my eyes, so it wasn't doing it for me. This is also Shiseido. This is an expensive eyelash curler, but I've had it in the past and I really like it, so got that. More eye products. I got more ColourPop. This is their cream gel liner. This one is in the shade Swerve, and it's just black. Their cream gel liners are awesome. So if you're looking for an inexpensive liner for like your waterline, that's where it's at. Next, I got their liquid liner, the BFF liquid liner. I've also used this in the past and it's really good. And I got this in the color black. So that'll be for the upper area. Next up, I got a lip product. This one is from Chanel and it's in the shade Darling Pink. and it's like kind of like a creamy lip thing. I had tried this already. Creamy lip on the bottom, and then it has like a gloss, a clear gloss for the top. I wasn't like crazy impressed, to be honest with you, but whatever. Next up, I got a Fix Plus. I've used this before. I've never used the original Fix Plus, actually. I've used the coconut version, the pink version, and then like there was like unicorn tears or mermaid farts or something. I've tried that one before, but I've never used the original Fix Plus. This was also on the Ulta Beauty sale, so that's why I grabbed that. Next up, I grabbed 3 palettes because I couldn't help myself. They were on sale from my favorite ColourPop. So I got Lilac You a Lot, Glow Getter, and Lucky Penny. So I'll show these to you. The reason why I got this one is because I feel like I always go with like warm or neutral colors, and then this one was more cool toned purple. And I don't know if anybody remembers the show Popular, but I used to be obsessed with that show, and she used to do like the coolest like purple color looks, and this just screamed it to me, and so like I went back to my 13-year-old self. But that's that. You'll probably see me almost never wear this, but you know, had to have it in my collection apparently. Next one is the Glow Getter, and this one is back to kind of what I usually do. It's more like neutrals, but they're a little bit deeper, so at least there's that. And then the one I'm going to be using today, because I don't know when I'll be posting this, but today is St. Patrick's Day. So this one's called Lucky Penny, and I felt like that was appropriate for St. Patrick's Day. And this is definitely my normal wheelhouse. So at least when I do a look on camera, I won't be, you know, just shooting the wind there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into the look now. So I am going to start by priming my face, and we might as well use some of this Fix Plus. Hello. Okay, and we'll use that again in a minute. But we are going to start with actual primer. So I did my skincare routine, my moisturizer, all that jazz. I'm going to be using the Lancome LA Base Pro, or I don't know if it's La Base Pro, maybe. This is just kind of like a serum type primer. And I just put this all over my face. I really like this one because it just makes the whole surface kind of smooth. My face is incredibly dry and textured, so she needs it. Okay, next up I have the Tarte Smoothing Primer, Timeless Smoothing Primer. And so this one's kind of like a putty type. And so I just take a little bit and I just put it in the areas that I have the largest pores. And so for me, that's around my nose, even like under in this area, down like the side of my nose, and then also right here in the center of my forehead, above my eyebrows. Apparently the way you're supposed to use this is you're supposed to like press it into the skin, but I don't know why I never can figure out how to do that, so here we are. Okay, next up I'm gonna go in with the foundation. Just shake that girl up. Now let us pray that this color is right. Is it already open and everything? And I have a Real Technique sponge. This is my favorite sponge. Hello? You have to spin it to open it. So that's what happened there. Okay, so it applies really nicely. Just taking it down on my neck. The color is actually not bad at all. I think this works totally fine. But this is definitely like medium coverage. This is not full coverage. So we're gonna go in after it dries down a bit with another coat, if you will, because I have a lot of redness to cover. So I did like a full pump on that one side to cover this redness. You probably are cooler than me, wouldn't need to do that. The finish is really nice. I'm like the type that I like a natural finish versus like, I don't like it to be too dewy, and I definitely don't like it to be matte because of my dry skin, but I don't like it super dewy. And this one's kind of like a nice middle of the road. Okay, so I did another full pump, but what I'm going to do is just put a little in my forehead, and then the other 2 little dots, I'm going to do that down there because I don't need that much on the forehead. My forehead doesn't have as much redness. It just has more of that sun damage to cover up. My face is so dry, so that's not the foundation's fault, but it's kind of sitting on top of the dryness instead of settling in like other foundations do. Like I love the Estee Lauder Double Wear. That doesn't like highlight my issues, whereas this one I feel like it's kind of settling into some of those issues. Okay, well that's gonna be that. So next up we're gonna use the Shiseido concealer. This is the Synchro Skin Self Refreshing Concealer. And it's got an interesting applicator there. And I know the viral thing is not to do the triangle, but oh well, I do what I want. I just never understood because they do the thing up here, but then they end up blending it all out anyway, so why not just do the triangle? But I don't know if it's because I never did the full triangle like everybody else did. So maybe that's why. I could have probably gone with 1 shade lighter on this concealer to be a little more brightening, but that's okay. Okay, I really like the concealer. It's not like it erased all my issues, but it's like a nice consistency. And it seems to have blended in nicely with the foundation. It's not like it broke up the foundation when it overlapped or anything like that. But that foundation definitely doesn't have the coverage that I'm generally looking for, but that's okay. Okay, next up we're going in with that Pretty Fresh powder foundation from ColourPop. Now, if I was like going like full face, then right now I would be doing my cream products like cream bronzer and stuff, but we're not doing that today because it's 5 o'clock and this is gonna just come off in a few hours anyway. So I'm just applying the Pretty Fresh powder foundation, and I'm using, I think this is an e.l.f. brush, to be honest. I don't know what it's called. And this again is the light color, and again I was nervous about the color or the shade, but I think the color is actually really good, and I really like this powder foundation a lot. Like if you like powder foundations and you don't need like lots of coverage, this will probably work fine on its own, but I'm using it like a setting powder. Yeah, I really like that a lot. Okay, next up, not from the new products, is I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brighten Up Luminous Powder. I like to use this on my concealer as a setting powder. So I just go like this. And I'm not like one to bake because I don't understand all that stuff. I'm not fancy enough to get that. But I do just let it sit for a second because whatever. And I just go down like the sections of my face that I usually would highlight. So kind of gets a base of that for me. My cat is here, so you may hear yelling in the background. That's just the cat. Okay, this right here is suspensive. Okay, this is Gucci ECLAT Soleil bronzing powder number 02. I don't know if that's the shade. I don't know if the ECLAT Soleil is the shade. I'm not sure, but this is bougie. It's also incredibly pigmented, so like do not put too much. I'm using the Morphe M405 brush, and this is a bronzer. I don't know the difference between a bronzer and a contour. I've never had enough time. So I'm here with the bronzer, And I know most people contour, when they contour, they do it like under the cheek, but I've always just kind of gone in this type of a shape, like around this part here, okay? That's what I personally do. And again, I don't use much because this is very pigmented. Bro, are you kidding me, right? So I start by like dabbing it on, and then I kind of just go in circular. I'm not trying to make it look like chiseled in any way. My cat is literally trying to find anything that is on this table that she could eat. She likes to eat plastic, in case anybody was wondering. That's her favorite food. So that's what she's doing currently behind the camera. And then I go in the spots where sun would hit, because to me that just makes more sense. She's now playing with a twist tie, like, you know, the ones that when like a, oh my god, I can't even talk. She's distracting me. When a wire comes and they like twist tie that thing around it to keep the wire together, that's what she's currently doing. Can we not? No. Are you kidding? She's also knocking off the placemats from my table. Okay. If I put on too much bronzer, it's your fault. And then I go Nala. I go down my nose like this because that's where the sun would hit. I know most people go on the outsides to contour their nose. Again, I don't get the contour thing. You can teach me. I probably won't do it, okay? So that's where I do it. So just, and then I do it on my chin because again, that's where the sun would hit. So for me, that makes sense with the bronzer. Listen, this cat wants to sleep for 22 hours a day, yet she needs to be up in my business right now. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's that. We're done. We're done there. Next up, we're moving into a blush. I didn't used to do blush because I was like, I have a red face. Why would I introduce redness into my, but if, you know, redness done correctly and not looking like my face does, it looks nice. So this is the MAC Peach Twist Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush because I like it to have a little shimmer. My favorite blush is actually the, I think it's Hourglass. I don't have it down here. I want to say it's Hourglass, like that ambient or whatever blush. Those are my favorites. So I use a fan brush. This is the Morphe M310. And I just go around like that. Okay, nothing nuts. I go a little on my nose. Okay, just a little bit. So it kind of gives you that, like, I've been out in the sun. Maybe I got a sunburn. Maybe I got a tan. We'll see what it is tomorrow. You know how it is. Sister. The cat. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to wipe away our nonsense over here. Okay, great. And then we're moving into highlighter. So for the highlighter, I have a couple options. I think I'm going to... So I have this amazing... Don't break that one. That was expensive. This is the NUDEGASM face palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know. She doesn't put her actual name on here. She just puts, oh, there it is. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury. This is, I'm going to do it upside down so the mirror doesn't get you. These are the colors that are in there. So there's like two bronzers, what could be a blush, what could be highlight, and then an actual highlight. I don't normally like golden highlights, but sometimes I will do this if I'm going for like, you know, that J-Lo glow. But if I'm looking for more of a like white or cool toned highlight, this is the Jaclyn Hill palette, The Flash. I just don't know. I think I'm going to go with the golden look today because I did like a peach blush, so why not? So I'm just going to go in with that nude color there. And then again, with the fan brush, I just go like this because I'm not looking for that like strip of highlight. I'm looking for like a regular glow, nothing nuts. And you can see I just go like this, barely getting it in there. Just kind of go like this, okay? I just do whatever. Don't expect some revolutionary makeup tips over here, okay? You're watching so you can just see how long it takes me to have a nervous breakdown. That's why you're here for this channel. Okay, what do we do next? Next up, I'm going to just go ahead and spray some of that Fix Plus on there now that we finished all of our powder products. with the exception of the eyeshadow, of course. So I sprayed on, got it in my mouth, Fix Plus, okay? I take my little thing here, and then I just press that in. I usually do this with the L'Oreal, I think it's called like LumiGlow. I'll put a little picture up on the screen. It gives kind of like a glow to the skin. Okay, so there's that. Now I was just lightly, because you don't want to like wipe, because you don't want to wipe off all the work you just did, you know what I mean? I forgot to tell you guys about this cup. I specifically got this cup to talk about this cup. This cup is from one of my favorite Instagram shops. It's called Just Be Co, and I'll put her Instagram handle up on the screen, and then I'll also put a link in the description for you. This is like this cool shimmer ombre little situation here. These are like my favorite colors, and it has little postcard stamps from this shop, 27 Willow Lane, another favorite of mine. We'll also tag right here. We'll also link in the description. And they collabed together to take 27 Willow Lane's design of these little postcards and put it on a Just Be Co cup, which is laser engraved, and she even puts her cute little logo on the bottom of each of the cups. And they are the Disney parks for the year that they opened, and they're like little postcard stamps. Adorable. Moving on. Where were we? What do I do next? What I do next is my eyebrows. Listen, I never got into the super chiseled eyebrows. That's just not me. So all I do is, if you can see, I just have some, you know, we have some spots in our eyebrows where there should be eyebrows, but the 90s took them away. So I just fill in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is the medium brown. I also sometimes use soft brown because I always forget what shade I am, so I always just grab both when it goes on sale. I have also enjoyed the CoverGirl micro brow something or other, way cheaper, but if this is on sale I just grab it. So anyway, so I just kind of go in and fill like this, just making like little brush like strokes, if you will, and then I come under to make a little bit of a shape, and then I go over to make a little bit of a shape. I went a little too high there, but that's okay. That's okay, everything's fine. And then we're just like filling in like this. I'm not looking for anything fancy here. And if I go a little too up, I just go like this, because, you know, I am not a makeup guru, so the expectations are nice and low. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're just, again, filling in, making a shape on the bottom, making a little shape on the top there. I'm just trying not to look like an angry bird. You know what I mean? So I'm just like filling it in a little bit, like so. Then I take the spoolie side and I just brush it through like this, and just kind of go in upward motions. Because I know the cool thing right now is to have like those fuzzy brows. I'm not into like cool stuff. Like, I'm not like a fuzzy brow girl, but I do kind of look like, I do appreciate that fuzzy brow over the chiseled brow, because I felt like the chiseled brow just wasn't for me. Okay, I'm not insulting anybody who decided to go that route. You know, more power to you. Whatever brings you joy in life, that's what matters. So I'm somewhere in between. Okay, one of my eyebrows like has a little bit more hair than the other. I'm not sure why. She's gotten into something again. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, then I finish them off with the Gimme Brow from Benefit. And this is the, I think I get like shade 3 maybe. It doesn't tell me on here, but I want to say I get shade 3. I think it goes up to 5. Pretty sure I get 3. Do you guys like my Mickey Mouse mirror? Okay, and that's it. Again, the expectations are low on my eyebrows because I don't do this for a living. Okay, next up, we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow palette. So we're using the Lucky Penny. In case I forget to tell you as I'm doing this, I'm going to mostly be using Morphe brushes, except this one is not labeled. It could be Morphe, but I'm not sure. But I have like the Mickey and Friends line from Morphe, and I really like these brushes. So I'll be using those, and I'll try to remember to say the numbers as I'm giving them. I also have this little brush I like to use for like my inner corner if I'm that cool. And this is the Luxie Precision Crease. So it's apparently supposed to be a crease brush, which I don't use it for that. Okay, step one. I'm using the Super Fluff brush here. And this is the Morphe MM5. And it's from, again, the Mickey and Friends collection, which is where this mirror came from. So I'm using the shade Token right here from the Lucky Penny palette from ColourPop, and I am popping that in the crease. Is that what the cool people would say? And again, set your expectations low. For me, I'm just an average girl doing average makeup. I'm not a beauty guru. I am not a makeup artist. This is just, you know, when I worked a corporate job, had to get out the door and look like I had my life together because I was in a leadership position and people looked at me like I should be the adult in the situation, when generally I was looking for an adult to come save me. So we're just going wide and tall on this, going all over the place up in this crease. If you can see, okay, I'm not a beauty guru and I'm not a makeup artist, but the ColourPop palettes just make it so easy. They just like blend like a dream. Next up, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe MM4 brush, and we're gonna go a shade darker with this Like New shade here. And ColourPop, you gotta be careful because they will surprise you with the pigment. Now this time I'm gonna be a little bit more precise, and I'm gonna go closer to my lid, and I'm gonna stay right in the like tight crease there at first with like the majority of the pigment of that shade. And I'm just doing those like back and forth windshield wiper motions. And then I just start kind of circling, still staying further down than I did with that first shade, but starting to kind of branch out a little once I get the majority of the pigment off there. Okay, now if you really want to go at it, then you can go back in with that first brush, because it's still going to have your product from the first time. Not to mention, in my case, all the products that I've used in the past like 6 months, because I barely wash my brushes. So now we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, staying close to the lid, windshield wiper, and then start circling. And if I was really in a rush in the morning, I would have probably just done the first shade and just skipped the second shade. But we got some time right now. John's with the babe, you know. Next up, I'm using a more tight crease brush, and this is the Morphe MM3. And this time I'm going to be using the shade Bullion. What does that have to, what is a bullion? I thought it was bouillon at first, but it definitely says bullion. Do you think it was supposed to say billion? What is a bullion? Where's Siri? Hey Siri, what's a bullion? It's gold, silver, or other precious metals in the form of bars or ingots. All right, I guess it does have something to do with money. Okay, so anyways, that's that shade right there. This one, again, be careful, because they will shock you with the pigment. So this time, I'm staying all the way down, and I'm staying all the way to the outer part. I'm kind of trying to give my eye like its own little cat eye situation. So I'm kind of going in like a little bit of a triangle right here to try and erase a couple years maybe. Can we do it, you think? I went to Target the other day and I bought liquor. And he didn't even ask for my ID. And it's like they have to enter a number. You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to ask, even if they think, well, maybe they might be old enough. But the cashier, he didn't even ask. I just feel like it's a little disrespectful. Next, I'm going back to my original brush and then dipping back into that token shade. And then now what I'm gonna do is just kind of blend. Do you make crazy faces when you do your eyeshadow? Because I sure do. Beautiful. Well, is it beautiful? Nobody knows. Now I'm gonna do my under eye because I always forget this part. And generally what I do when I do the under eye is I would do like that mid shade, the Like New, but I feel like trying a different color. So that way I can say I've dipped into every shade. And I'm using that MM3 from Morphe. I'm staying very close to the waterline. There's that crazy face again, I apologize. Like that. And then I'm gonna go, not get any product, but just use that MM4 that we use the shade Like New. And then blend, and then I like to blend up like this into that crease. So it kind of looks all like I knew what I was doing. Even though, as I've told you guys, I don't. Okay, so what I like about this is if I messed up my concealer, it goes ahead and covers it up for me. So that's a great bonus. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and use, I don't know who this is from, so I apologize. Now, normally I'd be using, they usually do like a light color up here. I would be usually using that up there, but that's like kind of a deeper color. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the Jaclyn Hill face palette, and I'm just going to use this color Gleam, which is kind of like a light pink, and I'm just going to pop that up there under my what is that thing called, eyebrow. And then we're going to also go in the inner corner with that, like so, brighten that crap up. Okay, next up I got to do the lid. I didn't forget, okay? Were you sitting on the edge of your seat like, Kate, did you forget your lid? I didn't forget my lid. It's just that I have to do the things that I usually forget, and then my face doesn't look complete because I know I won't forget my lid. I think I want to do this color. It's calling to me. It's called Copperhead. Boom, right here. So because this is kind of like a shimmery one, I'm going to use that Fix Plus, and I'm going to spray and then dip. And then we're gonna press. And the only thing with ColourPop is be prepared for a little bit of fallout. So you could do your eyes first if it really bothers you. To me, I don't care about looking like a hot mess, so I just wipe it off. That is a beautiful color. Look at that, you guys. Okay, spritz again for eye number 2. Okay, I don't know if you can see all the fallout on the camera. There's quite a bit. So we're just gonna do this because we don't care. It doesn't bother me that much. Okay. Okay. Did you expect me to do this crazy? If you know me in real life, you expected it. Alright, next up, we're gonna do some eyeliner. So I'm using that new ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner in the color Swerve, which is a black. And I'm just going to go ahead and go into my waterline. The reason why I do this, even though it's no longer 1997 and I know a lot of people don't, is if I don't do a liquid liner, I have this as like a habit to do it because I feel like it makes my eyes look less tired. I look like less of a zombie, less of a swamp monster. So that's why I do that step, just in case you're wondering. Next up, I have, this is not a new product, the Morphe, what is this color? Morphe color pencil in the shade Laurel. Do you guys watch the show Hometown? You know, Laurel, Mississippi? I love that show. If you don't watch Hometown, if you have Discovery Plus, please, after watching this video, please go watch it. Because the couple that does that is the cutest couple of all time, first of all. And then why I like that show is because the designer, the wife, she doesn't do like the same. If anybody watches like Flip, or what is that show called? Flip or Flop? The one with Christina and Tarek. Christina does the exact same look in every single house. It's like marble in the bathrooms, and then she does white shaker cabinets with like some type of a gray backsplash and, you know, gray wash floors like every single time. Whereas Erin on Hometown, and no shade because I like that show too, but Erin on Hometown, she really like focuses more on the person's personality that she's decorating for, which makes sense because on Flip or Flop, you're trying to flip a house for a profit, so you go more neutral and what you know sells. So Christina knows what she's doing. But for me and inspo, the reason why I like Erin is because she caters to each individual person, and so it tends to give me more inspiration because one will be like more farmhouse, one's more like boho, so I get like a bunch of different ideas. And sometimes she does like a mashup of all of them and somehow pulls it off. It's amazing. Okay, so next I'm going to take my Shiseido eyelash curler and we are going to curl these eyelashes. Did anybody want to talk about how frizzy my hair is? The humidity is beginning here in Virginia. Today it was 80 degrees and it was not 80, I lied, 70 degrees, and it was, there was a massive thunderstorm. So the humidity is already beginning. And I'm getting my hair done on Saturday. If you notice any grays, it's because I'm old. I'm, you know, a really ripe age of 35. Anybody under the age of 30 is probably like, wow, it was so nice to watch you, Grandma. But yeah, so I have a lot of gray hairs. On Saturday, I'm going to get my hair done for the first time since August. It's March, okay? Depending when you're watching this video. So that's like 7 months. I haven't had my hair done. She needs it. I need a haircut and I need a color. Okay, so I love that eyelash curler. Great, I'm happy about that. Next up, I'm gonna go in with the BFF liquid liner. Now the reason why I did the eyelash curler first is because if I do the liquid liner and it's still a little bit wet, this tends to take some of it off. So I like to do eyelash curler first, then go in with the liquid liner. Now this, I'm just staying very close to my, what is that called, waterline? Because I don't want anything nuts. I'm not doing like a wing or anything like that. I just need some definition so I don't look like a swamp monster. Good. It just went all the way up there. Okay. Listen, this happens. This happens to us amateurs. I'm just going to take some of that copperhead. Popped it right over. No one will know. No one will know. Nobody's got a front row seat to these eyes except myself, and he ain't gonna care. Okay, so now I'm excited. We are at the end here. So I'm going to do my setting spray, like official setting spray, because the things that we have left are the mascara, and I don't like to do the setting spray after the mascara because it tends to, if the mascara runs at all, that's going to make it run, and then my lips, they don't need to have. So I'm going to use the Fix Plus to set. And this is like the official set. Now, if I was actually going to work, or if I was going out to other humans, I would also use the all-nighter spray from Urban Decay to make it really stay. That rhymed. But, as we mentioned, she ain't going anywhere, so I don't need to do that. But if I was going to work, I would have done the Fix Plus as like more of like a moisturizing, not moisturizing, but to make it look like less matte, make my skin look a little bit hydrated. And then I would use the all-nighter to actually hold it in place. Because to me, the Fix Plus doesn't do a great job at holding it in place, but the All Nighter does. Okay, so next, I'm going in with the Max Stack Micro Brush, and we're going to define the lashes first. So this is what that wand looks like. So I just start at the bottom and then I kind of roll. So it's supposed to be defining, but this one is like a little clumpy for the bottom lashes, but not too bad. But it definitely defines, so you can see the difference between the two eyes. And that's just one coat of this micro lash one. And then we're going in on the other eye. Next up, we're going with the Mega Brush. And this is the one that's like viral. Okay, so the wand looks almost the same. It's interesting. I mean, it definitely did something. I would maybe like to try it on its own. Maybe doing the combo wasn't the best idea. It's not, I don't know. I just don't know that it's as revolutionary as everybody is acting like it is. Like, I really like the L'Oreal Sky High mascara, and I feel like it's like half the price of this, so I feel like I would just stick with that, personally. I did not bring down any type of a lip liner. Not that if I was rushing out to work, I'd be like putting on lip liner anyway. We're going in with the Chanel Le Rouge Duo Ultra TENUE gloss, and this is in the shade 57 Darling Pink. They didn't have a lot of shade options on, I think I got it from Macy's, pretty sure I did. So I don't like love this color for me, especially with this eye look, but and there's no instructions on this, so I don't know if it's one of those things where you're supposed to like let it dry down, so I'm just gonna let it dry down. But the color, it's like the exact same color as my lips, maybe just like a little more pink. I feel like if you were a little lighter than me or a little darker than me, this would probably look better on you. But I feel like, for me personally, it's a no. Okay, so this is drying down now. It's got kind of like a tackiness to it, but it does, so it doesn't feel like super matte, but it doesn't feel like really creamy, but I feel like it's gonna stay. Like, it looks like a liquid lipstick almost, but not as matte or drying. So I kind of like that a lot. But I feel like it would stay put without drying you out. And then the gloss definitely adds like a nice creaminess to it. So that's that. Okay, hopefully I remembered everything, you know, because I've never done this on camera before. But that is the completed look. What do you guys think? The lip does not match the eyes, but that's okay. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, this is what, if I didn't want to test out a new product with you, I would have gone with this one, because this one would have matched the eye look that we did. This is the Bare Minerals lip gloss. What do they call this? The Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm. And this is in the shade Sincerity. I don't even think I could really swatch this. Oh, maybe I could. Kind of see the consistency and how it comes out like that. It's the like coolest formula for a lip gloss that I've ever used, because it's not sticky. It just feels very like hydrating. So if you have like dry lips or during the winter or whatever, get yourself every shade of this. I'm gonna order more shades because this is probably my favorite like lip gloss that I've ever used, and that's a big deal because I've used a lot of lip glosses. Okay, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for sitting down with me while I did this. I hope to do more of these, but I hope in the future maybe it'll be more like we'll come up with a topic we want to talk about instead of me explaining what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know, but I just had nothing else to say. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and I appreciate you hanging out with me again. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.